All right, welcome everybody to the AI Employee Team Implementation Session. My name's Erica James. I was an early adopter of technology back, 25, 26 years ago. I was a single mom and had to figure out how to get the world into my living room because I could not travel. So I was an early adopter of all things online so I could reach people. And that included, I used to do teleclasses, y'all, back in the day before we had the opportunity to meet on video. And I remember back 25 years ago and going, man, I wish the technology experience existed that we could actually have video calls. And here we are. So it's so exciting to be on to be able to share this. We've got some good stuff happening. I am the founder of the Alliance, which is a organization for ambitious Christian businesswomen who are serious about building businesses of impact. And so we've been building that for 18 years. I'll share a little bit more about that process in just a second. But real quick, I'm going to put in the chat who all, by a show of hands, or actually, um, you can just unmute or whatever. I just want to know, is there anybody on here that hasn't heard of this AI team, Marvelism that I'm talking about? Anybody that this is new to? Joyce, is that I see you shaking your head.
Yes, it's
Okay.
new to me, but I did have a chance to see some of your video. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, y'all. So let me share my screen and then we're gonna jump in. Uh, I'm gonna share my whole screen here. Y'all gonna see all my stuff. All right, let me get on here and just share my screen. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh, one more click here. I've got a side screen here. All right. So, I'm going to talk about what you're going to hear me talk about is marblism. So, here's the story, you guys. For some of you who have already been here, you've heard this, but for the last 18 years, I have been building the Alliance, and we are a training organization. And we help women move from wherever they are to high 6 and 7 figure businesses. But there was a problem that I could not solve. And here's the thing. 95% of women-owned businesses make less than $100,000 per year. These 95 businesses are mostly solo operators. So I want you to imagine that 95% of women-owned businesses, we are running these things by ourselves with maybe some outsourced help, occasional project help, maybe a part-time assistant, usually virtual. We're running this by ourselves. And so at the Alliance, we are on an absolute mission to break up this status quo and disrupt this dynamic so we can get more women over to higher 6 and 7 figure businesses. And so the one thing that women are missing more than anything else is time. When you are solo operating, you are stretched thin. And then in our training model, I created this years ago. If most women are solo operators, in our language, that is a specialist, meaning you're the one that is still client facing. You're doing the marketing, you're doing oftentimes you might have an outsourced accountant or tax preparer, but oftentimes we are wearing all the hats. And that's specialist mode. And getting women into development is critical. And right here, I discovered that if I can't help women move from specialist to development in a year and a half to 2 years, maybe 3 years if they're experiencing consistent growth, we're in trouble. And I am clear that our job at the Alliance is to get women equipped with sequence training because the issue isn't business information. We have more business information and how people did the things they did, but how can we sequence it so that every business can be successful in our system? And I have not been able to solve this, you all. It was like, okay, great. The women who did the mindset work got it, but that it came a point where you're just overwhelmed and stretched too thin, and women experience burnout. And what I hear when that happens is, oh, I am going to go back into the work world, or I'm going to take a contract with this corporation, or whatever it is, because we're burnout. The revenue's not looking like we need it to. We didn't build businesses to own jobs. We built businesses to become free financially, time wise. So fast forward to last year, last October. We have our annual Up Level and Rise conference every year. Members come from all over, guests come from all over. It's really awesome. And then we have a members weekend following that Friday conference. So we do a brunch every year. Saturday morning, the women are like, "Let us sleep in, and then we'll get out to brunch." So um, there was maybe 20 of us at the brunch table, and I was sitting at one end kind of talking about, we were talking about goals, what we were going to focus on this upcoming year. And I said, I have got to get my social media under control. And one of our members, Tabitha, says to me, "Oh, get Marblism." And I literally, you all, I leaned in, I said, "Marb what? Marble what?" Say it slowly. She's like, "Marblism." And I was like, "Please text it to me because I've never heard of this." And I consider myself pretty up to date on what's out there. I like to follow trends because I'm leading women and I'm always kind of vetting different things for us. I had never even glimpsed past my ears or eyes the this concept of marblism. So I went home and I looked at it, and to my amazement, it was not just a social media automation, it was an entire team of AI employees. So I was like, wait a minute, I can take all these hats off: specialist, marketer, salesperson, accountant, customer service rep, CEO, all of these. And then I don't know if you've ever had days like this. You guys, Marblism created this graphic, by the way, amazing graphic design. We did a session on that last week. So I have the recording up. I'll share those links in just a second. But it was so funny when Marblism created this. Do you guys see the little sticky that says, "Not today, Satan"? That is so funny to me because I don't know if you had days like that. You're like, "Lord, not today. You're gonna not stop messing with me." So anyway, I just thought that was so great. I did not put that in the specs. Marblism is designed to get to know you as the market, as the knowledge base. So just understanding kind of all my stuff that's out there, this sticky note shows up. I was so excited. So as I said, I look Marblism up, and I'm thinking I'm going to go in and just be like, "Oh my goodness, finally an AI automation tool." And I have a tool to distribute my AI posts, but I didn't have a tool to create them and create the graphics. And so in walks Marblism into my life, and it has been amazing. So I tested it for a couple months, and it's easy to underestimate what we have a hold of because they personify their AI employees with cartoons. And so there's Eva, Penny, Stan, Linda, and you can be like, "Oh, this is cutesy cute." Let me tell you all, each one of these AI
Mhm.
employees, they are beyond agents. They have been programmed with the equivalent of about 120 PhDs. On top of that, their job is to help you achieve your goals. And once they know that, they get to work to always stay a step ahead of you. So I don't know if you've ever had seasons in your business, or you currently have a team member that finally gets the initiative you need them to take. Because at some point you're like, can someone own some aspect of my business so I can get freed up? And that is what they are programmed to do. So we've got Eva, Sunny, Penny, Linda, Stan, and Rachel that you're going to hear me talking about. And they're all AI. My daughter's always on me like, "You cannot be personifying AI things, mom." But these are AI employees for your business. Grab a screenshot of this slide because it breaks down just a bit of what each of them can do. But I'll give you a quick overview. So Eva is your executive assistant. She really should be called your chief of staff because about 2.5 months ago, they added the ability for her to oversee and give direction to all of the other members of the team. And that didn't used to exist. So that's huge. Then you've got Sunny, your social media ghostwriter. He does all your graphic design. Eva also does Crazy graphic design, y'all. And I don't know if you've seen this trend. You can tell when someone goes onto OpenAI and has graphics made because it starts to look the same. And Marbleism's AI does not create identical graphics. It is unique to you, your vibe, the colors, your business. It's pretty awesome. PowerPoint presentation slides, graphics, anything an open AI or something like that could do, uh, we can do here, which is really cool. Proposals, there's all kinds of stuff. Sunny, social media, graphic design for all your social medias, and he posts. So if you could connect your social media, you can set up a posting schedule. And that's what Tabitha was telling me about. That one aspect has changed things for me. And then pin, and you can also post video, you all. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a later training. Penny is a blog writer, but she is SEO trained, search engine optimized. And so she's going to not just write your blogs, which you can use on LinkedIn, you can use in your e-blast, you can use them a lot of places. You can connect if you've got a WordPress site or just copy and paste. She also creates new graphics for you. Then we've got Linda, who is your legal assistant. She writes contracts, SOPs, job descriptions, letters for you. She researches law. She's like your own AI paralegal. Great research as well. And then we've got Stan, and Stan is who we're digging into today. We're going to be talking about how to secure sponsorships with your team. And Stan is your sales rep. He is your leads generator. He is out there finding target market individuals, and he emails them one by one on your behalf. This is not bulk email. This is receiving a personal email from you, from your personal email account, one by one. He sends out emails from 8 a.m. between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day, one at a time, every 5 minutes. I'm going to show you the whole back end in a minute. And then there's Rachel, a crazy, crazy, she's just, conversational is what I'm looking for. Conversational receptionist. And I have not onboarded Rachel yet, but I will as soon as I get all of my stands mobilized. And I'll share what I mean by that in a second. So back in April, I believe it was April 16th, in Tacoma, Washington, which is 20 minutes from where I grew up. I traveled back. I'm also the COO of my brother's organizations, Nate Jackson. He's an entrepreneur, comedian, actor, and they happen to have, and they being Marbleism, happen to have their first U.S. conference in Tacoma, Washington, which was crazy to me. And I was already planning to go home in April. And so I went home, attended this conference, and it was awesome. I got to meet other kind of AI nerds that build agents for people, and they all agreed that this is the best thing out there. And we're seeing a lot of agents be developed, but in terms of being an employee for your business, this is just the best platform, and it's going to continue to get better. But one of the things Ulrich said, and Ulrich is the founder and head programmer of Marbleism, he said he trained them to go beyond AI agents to dream every night. And here's who they dream about: you and your business. They are going back to study. They review the emails. They review your
Yeah.
language. They update their memory. Let me see here. Yeah, sorry. Somebody just had background noise. You guys make sure you're muted for me. Anyway, update the memory, and then they're improving to help you reach your goals even more the next day, which is awesome. I want to get the money stuff out of the way because when Tabitha said it to me, you do these conference, these free things, and then they're like, I want to present. It's only $1,997 to join my program or whatever. This is redunculously priced, and I don't know how long it's gonna last, y'all, because all the stuff it can do is it's really amazing. And so you can, for the yearly plan, you save a few dollars. 24 a month is what it comes down to. $24 a month for all of your AI agents and unlimited workspaces. Woo, that's crazy. I'll tell you about that in just a second when I open up my screen. And then just to give you a concept, quarterly it would be 33 a month. If you do monthly, 44, but this is before the Alliance discount because we give you 25% off. So I just want to ease your mind that it is crazy affordable without payroll. They do not get tired. They do not have emotional baggage. They do not have self-motivation problems. They do not uh, talk back. They never will say to you, that is not my job. So I have really enjoyed this. And so I want to invite you guys, if you don't know about Marbleism, grab your AI team. I'm going to show you behind the scenes in just a second, but you get 25% off and then an additional 25% off discount code, which is the Alliance. And then so it comes down to 33 a month. The price moves down, reduces to 33 a month or 216. Oh, if you pay once upfront for the year. That's crazy. And I think they're giving an additional 25% off. That's crazy, especially that you can have unlimited workspaces, which means teams of 6 AI agents. Not sure how long that's going to last, but ask that you can use our referral link. It's right there on your screen. Here's a QR code. And the other thing this slide reminds me to share is the fact that they have an app. So iPhone, Android app. I'm still an Android user, but they have an app. The app I love because I can talk into, I can give it orders. It doesn't have everything that your desk or your web version has if you're at your laptop. But I love that I can talk into it. Hey, Eva, can you create this for me? Can you research this? Can you have Stan do that? And I've even heard stories of other users that every night while they're making dinner, they go over the conclusion of that day and the next day. But imagine you're just talking into your phone and then it's creating it as you move. So I will put that in the chat in just a minute. Let me see if I can do that. I can't do it when my slides are open. I keep forgetting to copy and paste it. So that's crazy, Wall. So I just want to ease your mind. This is crazy, crazy affordable, and you just can't get even a virtual assistant for this. All right, let's dig in. Let's talk about what the topic is at hand today. And let me, in this screen, hold on. There we go. And let me get back to, let's look at Marbleism. Can you all see my Marbleism screen? Did it switch with me? Okay. So cool. Thank you. I think I got that's a yes. I saw Laverne's like, yep, we got to see it. Okay. All right, y'all. So it looks so innocent. That's the thing about Marbleism. It's so funny. But when I talk about workspaces, this is what I'm talking about. So you can have unlimited workspaces. What I figured out early on, Eva will check your emails. She will do drafts, all kinds of stuff for you. And I used to think I set this up by email, but it's actually, I want you to think about it in a different way. Set it up by brand or target market. So, for example, I want to target speaking bookers, meeting planners, association professionals, businesses, corporations for my speaking. And I need to just focus on that target market. So I have a speaking workspace, which is all about my speaking, and it's all 6 agents that I am training to do this work, to create social media, to write blogs, and uniquely for that I'm pouring in to my main channels. Let's say you are a speaker coach. You may want one for speaking. I have one for the AI team implementation sessions, one for a new launch I'm doing, one for my brother's organization that I'm the COO for, another one for the Alliance chapter meetings, one for my main business. So think through, and I can help walk you through this, but think through the different types of target markets you want to reach, and you need a workspace for each target market. Got one for my husband that I work for him. Okay, so that's really key. So I want to, first of all, answer any general questions. I'll do a quick overview because I know Joyce is just seeing this today. So what we're talking about today is sponsorships. So I've got here two different alliance workspaces. One is for chapter meetings. That is the target market of Christian women owned businesses. Different target market is for my sponsorships for our upcoming Uplevel and Rise conference. So I needed to create a different workspace. And I'm going to show you the back end, y'all, because I'm in the process of onboarding. And I was like, this is real. We're going to do it live and in depth. And I actually timed myself this morning. And it took me 30 minutes to generally onboard people, or excuse me, my AI people, my AI team, to fill out the workspace, to get the brain ready, all of that. So let's talk about what the heck I'm talking about. So when you get into Marbleism, you're going to see chat, and chat is where you're conversing with your team. So you're telling Eva certain things, you're having her research, whatever it is that you need, you can pop in to Eva, and she will be getting that done. And so I'm asking questions, and I'll go back through this a little more depth in just a second. And so Sunny is your social media manager. You want to onboard him with your social media. It's brand new. He just started creating drafts. Let me show you the other Alliance chapter meeting so I can show you what Sunny can do. And you can see how easy it is to flip back and forth between your workspaces. So Sunny creates as many posts as you need him to create. That was a really dark picture. I said, hey, can you lighten this picture up? No problem. You can create quotes. You can create flat lays. You can take real pictures of you to share. And those are real images, y'all, of me, not AI. My daughter's a photographer. She takes all my photography. And then you just look at it. Like, let's say I love ones like this because I can download this, pop it into Canva, and put whatever quote I want. But what's so great about Sunny is every single one is a caption unique to that. You can hook it up right there. I can save it. I can change the image. I can add a video up to 25 megabytes. I can schedule it, or I can publish it right here from my Marbleism. So imagine each of your workspaces is creating social media. So if I want a speaking social media to pop up, if I want a chapter meeting social media, whatever it is. I've got well, actually, I think I have 9 workspaces, 9 different Sunnies creating content for me. And the graphics are just outstanding. You can load your own pictures. I'll show you how to do that. That's a real image, another real image. These are AI images, but their AI is pretty amazing. These are AI images. So anyway, y'all, these are real meetings I've uploaded. And how you upload things is you put them in the brain, and you could put memories of things you need the whole team to remember. If there's any images, web pages, any documents, you load it up to the brain, because remember, you are the knowledge base. Unlike a chat GPT or a Claude AI, it's not going back. It's not going out to the web at large to develop what it wants to do. It is studying you, your industries, your businesses. All right, let me get back to the sponsorship. I just wanted to show you guys kind of what Sunny can do, what Eva can, or excuse me, Penny, she'll do blog posts for you, and they're going to generate ideas for you. Precision pricing, let's look at this. How to charge what you're worth and when. I've given it certain topics, and it just creates these really, really amazing graphics for me. I would just go back in and change, put any stories in there, anything like that you want. Look at this picture. I want to show you guys this. One of the things about AI generated things, look at the hands. I grab all my images, and you can see right here that her hand is wonky. And that's a giveaway of AI images, as great as this is. So I would just take that image and say, hey, redo this, and not have her hand look crazy. So, and it'll do that for you, which is really cool. Tell it to put the logo on. I would tell it to remove those numbers, whatever you need. And in order for it to work off of an existing picture that it did, I download that image and I pop it back up there and say, Penny, redo this image in this way. Otherwise, if you don't, it'll generate a whole new image for you. We talked about that last week in the graphic design portion. But these are really great. Imagine copying and pasting this, popping it into your LinkedIn to establish your credibility as an expert. Really powerful stuff. So let's get back to sponsorships because that's what we're talking about today. All right, so I've got a checklist of things. So once you open your workspace just for your sponsorships, I cannot say that enough. No matter how many workspaces you have, you want to open one only for the sponsorship of the event or the organization you're looking for. So you would just go to new workspace and you will name your workspace and onboard your AI team. So that's the first thing. Open a new workspace just for your sponsorship. Once it's open, you're going to see you've got all 6 agents at your disposal. I don't onboard receptionists for everything because I only have one main phone that's coming in. Even if you have a different workspace that is maybe utilizing your main email, you still want to onboard Eva for 2 reasons. The first is that she does a lot more than email and she manages everything. She researches, she does general graphics for you. Let's say you've got an ebook cover you need, she'll do that for you as well. Um, Okay, before I go on, I forgot to, hold on, y'all. I need to post something here. Let me give you guys the link so you have the direct link. Sorry. The direct link to register. Here it is right here. I keep notepads for everything so I don't have to remember things twice. So let me get rid of that. I'm going to pop that in the chat for y'all real quick. So as I talk, if you don't have Marbleism yet, you can. So you would use our link and also the 25% discount code. So I just popped that in the chat for you guys so you guys can grab your Marbleism as I'm moving here. All right. So the first thing you want to do is onboard Eva. If you have her in another like main email that she's managing, you want to go into settings and you want to turn all of her abilities off because you just need her to be your chief of staff, researcher, and team manager. And then you just walk through each thing, you guys, in the settings. It'll ask you to connect your Outlook if you or whatever email you use. If you want her to schedule for you, she can do that. Your email signature, if you have her using that. For this particular workspace, I don't need her checking my emails, but I do need to give her access because Stan is my main AI team member who's going to be out there marketing for me. Sunny, you do the same thing, each one to onboard, and they'll say, hey, there's an onboarding business, or excuse me, button if it hasn't onboarded. And each one you onboard and go in and just you're connecting each of your accounts. I don't have any connected here, but I will connect the Alliance Instagram, and you just click it. I will connect the LinkedIn, tell it the tone you want, because it'll use whatever organization you give it. If you want a logo on your images, post engine. I'm not even sure what that is. It's a beta thing they're running to help get your posts more at specific times. But yeah, if you're interested, I just check it because I don't want to miss anything. And then they immediately start recommending different topics for you. Every day there's topics, every day there's posts. And so Sunny's saying, would you like me to post these? He's wanting me to choose. And I'm going to say, please create posts for each one of these topics. And that puts him to work. He's going to be creating the post. While Sunny does that, I'm moving on. So he's saying, great, I'll work on that. So now, then you just onboard Penny. If you want to connect your blog of your site, you can. If not, and that all happens in the settings. If not, no problem. She creates amazing content you can use for your e-blast. You can even have her set up for this sponsorship. You can have her sharing more about your organization, different stories about how maybe someone at a past conference met a vendor or an exhibitor that changed their life. Whatever it is, you can have her writing blogs unique to sponsorship at your conference. You can upload all past conference or images from past conferences. So Sunny's going to use real images These are not stock images. These are real images that we have from our conference. You can do that, whatever, however you guys want to do that. If you have team members you want to add, you would add team members here. It is an additional cost per seat. And what that means is each of your team members would get a private set of AI employees. I think it's $29 a month. And that's only if that team member of yours needs privacy. So, for example, if you have an AI, a virtual assistant somewhere, and you want him or her to have access, but not get in all your workspaces, you would want to get them an extra team seat so their stuff is private. So that's what that's for. Some of your organizations, you may just want to set up a workspace for different people if people need to see everything that everyone else is doing. So that's just it. And I'll answer questions in just a second. All right, so we're back in here. Um, so there's your chats. You've onboarded everybody. Workspace is important because it's going to grab it from your website. But I actually wanted to say this space is for our annual conference. I'm looking for sponsors. You want to tell it specifically what you're looking for. Who are the target customers that you're looking for? In this workspace, I'm looking for those who want to target professional women entrepreneurs with their products and services. I put the conference site up, not my main alliance site. And then anywhere, anytime you make changes, you're just going to see a save changes up here. You can add an image, which helps me know what workspace I'm in. So I would highly suggest that you do that. And then once you have the workspace taken care of, you all, you start loading up your brain. Is there anything that they need to know? Any memories, such as brand identity, hex numbers that your company uses, things that you want it to remember without telling it over and over again. And this grows over time. And you can even tell them, add this to the memories in the brain, and they'll pop them in there for you. Again, any images, any web pages, any documents you want to upload. I've got my sponsorship one pager so it can read from that, which I can also link. So you're loading up the brain. This is its knowledge base to get to know you and what you're up to. And when I say this thing studies you, it does. It gets to know your language, the innuendos, all kinds of things that you are moving through. This is the help menu. This is if you know that you're going to have organizations you want to refer, you can sign up for the referral program, which is really cool. And I'm happy I'm doing these for free. You're welcome to plug your people in here, even if you've already got a referral. All right, so let's get over to Stanley.
Erica,
I will answer
can I
Barnes's
ask something
question.
really quickly?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, so for each of the workplaces, do they have a separate brain?
For each of the workspaces, yes. So all of these workspaces have a
Hmm.
separate brain
Okay,
because,
and
yeah,
okay,
and they don't cross-pollinate. So like my
okay,
sponsorship brain is not going to feed my coaching and speaking brain. You know what I mean? Like you feed it with what's specific to what you want that workspace to do.
okay. So it's really important what workspaces we decide on. And I know you've got a lot going on, with you've got your husband on here and you've got your brother on here. Um, I'm just wondering, I have all mine in one workspace right now, but I don't know if I need two or three.
That's a brilliant thing because it's really important to understand. And it took me a minute, Dr. Barnsley. So the reason why I have them is because of Stan, who we're going to dig into in a minute. Otherwise, you can combine everything. But Stan actually emails a specific target market.
Mm,
And so he does with what you pay for, you can upgrade to more, but he does 300 connects a month. And I don't want my sponsors, I only have one email sequence to set up with Stan. So he's not
mm,
speaking to everybody. This particular one, I want him just to reach out to companies that can sponsor my conference.
mm,
That's different than a chapter member to join the alliance. That's different than an individual to maybe take a course. And so think of your target markets inside your business, or if you have different brands.
Okay,
Like
that's really
maybe,
helpful.
yeah, maybe you have a course that you want to still sell and get out there, or a coaching group. That's going to be a different target market than your sponsorships.
Hmm.
So that's why you want different workspaces. And here's where the magic happens, Dr. Barnsley. It's with Stan. Because here's where it's gonna, I hope it starts to click. Stan is going to write, and there's an email sequence that Stan is sending out to people. And you want him to be as targeted as you can. Get him in a specific industry. And so I don't want my Stan that's going to market sponsorships marketing my husband's stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you need a different Stan for every brand you have or thing you want to market to a different target market.
And then the emails come back to one email with your domain or
Whichever
what?
one you hook up. Yeah. They
Okay.
all come back to my main email inbox.
Okay. All
So
right.
I set up Eva, but I don't need her drafting or doing anything. I just need it to go to that inbox. And yeah, I can set her up to draft emails. Like, because what's going to happen, you can set her up just to draft emails. You can totally control what you want her to do. So I just want her to draft if people come in from working with Stan. And all of this is in the settings, y'all. So I want her to draft the emails because Stan is going to go out there and email people one by one for me. And maybe I want Eva trained on how to respond to people who say, yeah, send me more information. I'm interested in sponsoring. So that's the key. So let me do a little bit more. I'll leave about 10 minutes for Q&A and I'll help you make sure you know what workspaces to set up. But today's is about sponsorship. What I know for sure is you need a workspace just for your sponsorship of whatever event, organization. Maybe you're looking for partnerships, whatever you're looking for. You want a separate sponsorship for that. Another example, if you are a nonprofit, you do grants, you want a separate workspace just for your grants because they're going to go out and research grant organizations for you. So it depends on the target market. And let me show you what I mean. So you've got Stan, and I always say Stan's the man because he is going to literally go after particular leads for you. I intentionally waited to set this up, but let me show you in another workspace. Let's look at my speaking one. So here is my Stan. This is what this looks like. He is going out every day and finding leads. LinkedIn is its main source. But it's getting a certain number of leads. So it's got 31 results because I have a specific target market for that. And it has the emails, everything, you all, the names, and then he goes out and contacts them. I'm going to jump back to my sponsorship space. All right. The reason I did that is because I just opened the leads up. What I suggest is even if you don't have your email sequence set up yet, start Stan on your leads because he will pile up leads for you. Every single day he's going out to search 10 to 20 new leads. Another thing he can do, let's say you have a list already of people you want to approach to sponsor your event. You can import up to 100 leads here, which is really cool. It just needs the name and the email, and the organization is great, but you can import leads. He can follow up with you. So your leads are going to fill in. I just started this chat because I just finished my one-sheeter uh, last week. And so I started and I'm like, Stan, I'm looking for sponsors who want to get in front of our crowd. We need to talk to the people holding the purse strings and the brand vision. What do you suggest? He says, suggest this. What industry? So I'm having a conversation with Stan so he can go out and figure out who I need to reach. And so this is for a Christian women's entrepreneur conference. So he's telling me these are the main ones I want. And so then I can say, yep, I add those to the filters. Now let me show you the back end, y'all. When I hit settings for Stan, something wonderful happens. He opens up the lead filters. This is where the magic happens. So I'm now telling Stan, and he will uh populate this for you, but go in and refine it. So who am I looking for? What job titles are the people I'm looking for this workspace? Again, this one is about sponsorships. What industries would be interested in getting in front of my target market for sponsorship? And so you can have unlimited industries here. So I've gone through, and if it's stuff that's like computer games, probably not. You can take stuff off at any time. All right. And so you are identifying the industries, what department. And so I just asked him what departments. I haven't plugged it in here yet or told him to plug it in, but he can do that. What management level? What locations? How many in the company? What are the keywords? And Stan will do the research for you. And then if you are looking for only restaurants or something really, really specific in terms of industry, it has the North American Industry Classification Systems codes. So let's say I only want to talk to restaurants. And I can just put restaurants and other eating places, and that's all it's going to reach. Or let's say I only want to deal with health and personal care retailers. You can be that specific. And then it's only going to reach out to companies in that lane. Now, the more you reduce it, you're going to look up here and see how many leads can it find based upon these filters. He's going to reach out to 300 a month, so I need at least 300 here. And so that's really cool. If you're like, man, Stan is getting me all kinds of leads, then you can always upgrade to more leads. But with what the base pay is, the pricing that I've shown you, you get 300 leads a month for free. He's reaching out to 10 a day for you. You set up your inbox, whatever inbox you want this message to come from. You connect your LinkedIn because he's going to actually go out on LinkedIn and connect with these individuals there as well. That is mind-boggling to me. Lead email, you can say, I want professional emails only. For this, I do because I only want established businesses who can afford to come and be an exhibitor. I've only got 8 to 9 spaces at my conference, so I want to maximize this. So I only want professional emails, but let's say you're looking for coaching clients in a workspace. You can put personal email or best available, and it will pull up its most active and current email. So for this one, I want professional only. And then if I want it to send me leads, it certainly can do that. Okay. So that's what that does. And so now I know I want to reach these industries, and he's already started getting leads for me. So I have to finish I have to finish telling it because by my settings, I saw 496 leads. I just need to tell him entry those and let's go for it. And he'll start getting leads for me. And he's searching every day. I just did this about 9:20. So it takes a little while to populate, being about an hour. So I'll check this in a little bit. He should have some leads here once I get everything set up. Now, this is where the magic happens even deeper with Stan. You get to create an email sequence, and you can include LinkedIn in here if you want. I have it paused because I'm still writing. What was taking me a minute to set up was I wanted to be able to link my sponsorship page on my website and a one-sheet summary for my sponsors, which I created in Canva. The website's created in another place. But what's so cool is I can add those to the emails. Let me tell you how this starts. So you can tell it what type of leads you want to enroll. Do you want it to automatically enroll leads it finds? If not, you can say, no, don't. I just want to go through and kind of tell you which leads I don't want or want. But the whole point is automating, y'all. So automate leads. It can do new leads. It can follow up later with those that have been contacted, replied, those that the email may not be good and it lost it. It lets you know all that. And so that's what you set up there. So I want this for all new leads. Then I need to go in and set up these emails. I don't think Stan does a good job at writing the emails. What Stan is great at is identifying the target market because this is just not acceptable, right? This is like, you're not going to send this to anybody. So what I do and what I figured out is I actually have Eva write my emails. So what I did here, I'm going to go back because I was working on this earlier. I'm going to go up slowly because I've been chatting with her. So I had her, I'm going to show you the prompt. So if you've been in AI at all, it's the same prompts you would use someplace else. But Eva, please write a 5-part email sequences for businesses that want to target women business owners. And I have it all written out. This is what we're doing. And she's like, they're always going to chat with you. And then she wrote a much better email. I can copy and paste this and put it over in my email sequence. Okay. And I can also tell her, hey, can you let's test it out. Um, Eva, please let Stan know uh, that I want to use the 5 emails you created and have him set it up in the, I'll just say his email sequence. Because I could go copy and paste it, but let's let the AI team do what it does. So what's so great, I can tell her to do that, and she's working on that. Then I can jump back over to Stan. I'm going to show you what else I did after that. So I also was like, I want you to do more research. I want you to identify 25 companies that are already sponsoring events. So I want to make sure all, and it's giving me names. Oops, sorry, y'all. It jumped down to the bottom. It's giving me specific organizations that already sponsor events in this area. So I can go through this and tell it, find contact information and give it to Stan to add into my leads. And so she has done all of these different things. Pinnacle Financial Partners is already one of our partners, which is really cool. But so I know she's dead on. So here's some corporate tech partners. Here's some professional services, community growth oriented sponsors. And I'll just go back and tell her, find the key people and their emails and put that over in Stan's information. I said, hey, I want to reach out to chambers. Can you please get me people who have identified, worked at sponsored chamber events, whatever it is. If there's a big conference in your area that you're like, hey, I want you to go scrape those sponsors and let me reach out to them because they have a track record of sponsoring people in your organization. So here's where Eva has now revised that email list. There we go. Now she's revised it. So I can go through these and I don't think reach 150 women owners. I'll probably change that, or it could be really great because that can grab sponsors. This is where I can link in. I think the format's a little wonky. So I would put you just go in and edit it. I'm introducing myself. I don't suggest you ask for a chat. I find that very annoying from people who don't know me. I don't think they've earned the right for my time yet. So I would change this and let them know a little bit about the Alliance. Here's the conference. Here's the conference website. And I would just update it a little bit. And then if I want to link the one-sheeter or the conference, you can do anything in this. You can add an image, which is really cool, the sponsorship heading for my conference. And then I'm going to save changes. And then I'm going to tell it to wait 2 days. You can change this, the number of days it waits. And then the next email, I want it to follow up. And I want to have a conversation. Maybe I want to pop a blog post in there, different things that you can add value. And then, so this is check it and get direct access. You send another email, it's going to wait. I can also add a new step where I want it to send a LinkedIn invitation for the Alliance. Great, beautiful. Then I can tell it to add a new step. I can tell it to wait for connection, or once it's connected, I can tell it to send a message, which is really neat. The only thing I have found that I cannot easily do is drag and drop the order. So you would have to copy and paste this and then tell it add a new email and paste it there. That's the only thing. And you can always let Marbleism know, hey, can you guys make it so I can drag and drop? Anything you figure out that's going to help you, they improve this thing constantly. And once you have this email sequence all done, you save it and then you turn it on when you are ready. And it immediately starts going in and contacting people. If Stan's like, I can't find any more people for you, he will let you know. If you have your app on, he'll send it to your phone like, hey, can I open up the filter parameters? How can I find more people for you? Because his goal is to be emailing at least 10 people a day for you. Yep, 30 days, 10 a day. All right. So it's still building leads for me, but I know that I've got at least 492 potential leads. And so I'm going to continue feeding it the information I need. And then I'm going to activate Stan and let Stan go to work. Here's something that's really important. Let's say someone gets your email and they're like, hey, Joyce, yes, I want to hear more. Can we connect? And they're in your inbox. Eva will draft a response to them, but Stan knows to no longer email that person. So they're not going to get another automated email from you. He will take them off of the list. And then he will be sorting for you. I tell Eva any responses that are like, hey, don't contact me or undeliverable. Can you put them in a email folder for me so I can pull them out and then let Stan know to take them off of his list. And I have it set up in one of my other groups to do that at 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock every day. You would just put that in the brain to make sure they remember to do that repetitively without me having to ask again.
So that's something you definitely need to have a prompt for her to do.
You do. I think you do. Or you can tell her in the chat, hey, Eva, can you do this? And pop that in the brain.
So you're saying it's once someone's replied to one of the sequence emails.
Yeah, like sometimes the email that they have, wherever Stan gets his emails, may not be a good email. You may get an undeliverable. Someone else will say, hey, please remove me from your list, which I think is great because I want to refine that target market. So I can tell Eva, if anybody responds to email like that, please take them off the list. And so this is still building you all, but it can be really powerful. I'll show you like one for my Convergence Center, how many leads Stan has. So I have 1,024 results and I haven't even activated the sequence yet. But when it does, it'll just start the sequence. So I would get him moving on your leads right away, even if you're still trying to perfect the email sequence. And then don't overthink it. Because I notice myself, I'll be like, I want to get it perfect. And I'm not going to put anything out there until it's absolutely perfect. But you could always go in and revise it if you get new graphics, anything like that. You can revise that. And so remember, you can ask Stan what he's trained for this. He is a marketer. So you can ask him, what target market should I be going after? What titles, if you don't know? And he will suggest things. And I just have to tell him, go ahead and put that in my filters and start getting those leads for me. And as soon as he gets the go ahead, he's going to go out and start getting those leads. The one thing I really, really like about Marbleism, they don't automatically, until you tell them to automatically do something, they will not just be out there randomly until you turn on that email sequence. You still have control over them, which I think is important. So that's it, you all. And then it's going to be generating sponsorship interest for you. And you could even, on my website, I have the sponsorship links right there. So people can click on that link. I can show you guys that page. That might be helpful. In the past, I don't have that one open. In the past, I have like, oh, email me to get the sponsorship packet. So I have them linked right to this. And if you don't have your sponsorship page like this, I would recommend it, where they can go right on and learn everything. So they can select right there. And so I can just get an email that a payment has been submitted right from what Stan's doing. I think that's really key. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, you certainly can just have them email you to get the sponsorship email. But if you can create as many a reduction in as many friction points as possible, people can literally just pay right from Stan's connection, which is really cool. They'll probably want to set up a meeting with you if they're not familiar with you. So you can put your calendar link in there or anything else. So that's the power of it, y'all. It's a lot, but we have a few minutes to ask questions. I went a little bit over my question time, but go ahead. It's a lot. I know I gave you guys a fire hydrant amount of information, but it is recorded, and I will send out the recording to you for how to do that. And you just continue to refine. Let's say you have like let's say you do multiple events every year and you need sponsorships for each one and they may have a slightly different target market, I would just open up another workspace. It is completely free, right? Free. It's not any additional money. And I don't know how much longer they can do that. So grab your workspaces now. Even if you're not if you don't know what you need them, but you're like, I think I might need 5. Grab 5 workspaces now. And then you can take your time and onboard. I have noticed if I'm really focused in, it'll take me about an hour to get my stand onboarded properly because I'm having them do the research. But if you're like, I don't know, ask them. They are literally pre-wired agents. They're beyond agents, executives. I mean, excuse me, employees that can help you. So that's really key. Okay, let me be quiet. Ask questions, y'all. What questions do you guys have?
Well, I wanted to ask a question, but I think you may have just answered it. Are they empty brained in that I have to fill them with my knowledge
Great
first?
question. They're already pre-programmed with a quote equivalent of 120 PhDs. So even if you don't load the brain, they're going to learn from your chat and they'll start popping stuff in the brain. They're going to learn from your preference, like, oh, no, I don't like that image. Redo this one. I like this, this, this. And anything you tell them you prefer, just they'll lock it in the brain for you. But I like preloading it as much as possible. But they do not wait for you to load up the knowledge base. They just start moving. And if you don't have your own pictures, they'll make them for you.
How many agents can you start with?
You get 6 agents per workspace. And you can start with unlimited workspaces. Good Lord. And if you have people that are already like your AI, you may have a virtual admin, get them a workspace because they'll be more productive for you. But
So
yeah, it's unlimited. It's hard to wrap your brain around that, right? It's like
Right.
unlimited for 216 for the entire year. Yes, it's
Right.
for real. Go ahead, Barnes. I think you had a question
yeah,
there.
Erica, I've been using Sunny for social media posts, but I go back and forth with him to change things. Is there a way for me just to edit within what he sent me without having to chat?
Okay, so here's the thing that AI across the board is limited at. If I say create a graphic and they get 95% of it right or 80%, I'm like, I like this person's look with this color, but change this line. Like if you want specific changes, I'm going to open my screen again and show you. I went over this last week, but I figured it out. I got it to work and even change just one line for me. What you want to do, and it's an extra step, but to me, it's worth it. So let's say, let me go on one that I actually have some graphics created.
While
Um,
you're pulling that up, Erica, I'll
yeah.
add. So, Barnsley, you can go into the post and edit the copy. And then what Erica's going to show you is super important about the graphics because I was going crazy and wasting so much time back and forth with him. But you can open that post and actually edit the copy yourself and save it.
Okay.
That's the copy, but if you want the picture to change, which is I think what you're asking, right?
No, actually, I'm
No.
asking about the copy.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And here's the thing. He creates copy for every image. So you can just go in and edit that. You just so let's say it's in here in the drafts. I just go in and I just edit it.
And then
And I
save.
Yep. It doesn't do TikTok. So I'll tell it create the graphic for TikTok. And then the only other thing, it doesn't do stories right now, but I can tell Sunny to create stories for me and I can copy and paste it right into my own social media.
Okay. I don't
But
know
yeah,
why
you
I
just go
couldn't
in and
see
change it.
that. I was doing I was on my phone, so I kept just telling it what to do, which it did.
The phone gives you minimal stuff. If you want a lot of changes or to load the
Mhm.
brain, you can't get the brain off of the app. You've got to go in via your desktop.
Okay. And then also the guidelines, does it automatically take things that you tell it um and put them into the guidelines, or do we have to do it?
It automatically feeds it.
Okay.
And the guidelines are just things, Sonny, I need you to remember this, or because he's anything I say, yeah, I like that, he's going to make note in the guidelines. And
Okay.
then you can also intentionally go in and change images. Like, let's say they keep pulling the wrong colors up for you. You're like, gosh, it's this particular burgundy. You can just put that in the guidelines. Here's
Can
the
I jump
rule.
in, Erica?
Yeah.
I also will
Wait,
ask
whose voice is that?
Eva.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's
Oh, I'm
talking?
sorry. It's Aisha.
Oh, hi, Aisha. Go ahead, honey.
I also will ask Eva to let the entire team to to know that information. So instead of me dropping it in each individual guidelines, if it's a
Hmm.
pattern that I want to see across the board, I'll just ask Eva to add it, and she has that capability.
I love it.
Great. That's awesome. Yeah, and then the other thing is I just became a partner, and it says 10% that my people will get 10%. I noticed you had a code, but I don't see any code that they gave me, just a link for the 10%.
Yes, as you use yours more and more, they open up more stuff for you.
Okay.
So like I didn't ask for the 25%. I was like you, I started at 10. But I'm like,
Mm.
how'd they get 25%? And at a certain point, they're just like, hey, I crossed some threshold or whatever. And they're like, you have 25% and we're giving you a discount code or whatever. So
Okay.
once you start sharing it, they're gonna give you more and more perks.
Okay. I just wondered because I didn't see that when I went in. Um, all right. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm enjoying Sunny.
Look, so, I mean, it's I mean, just Sunny. If that's all it did, Sunny's a game changer. One of the things I do want to share you all with graphics. Let's say Dr. Barnes, you're like, I'm like, literally, I love this picture. I love how Sunny did that. I don't like the AI can't automate your anointing. And so I would right click on it, save the image, and then go back and say, Sunny, in the chat, I would say, Sunny, take this image and remove the words or make it blank or add this, but I would have to put the image in there. That's what Leslie was talking about. So you would just link the image and then say, take this image and make that change. Because if I just put it in the chat and say, Sunny, change this on that last post, he's not going to have the context of what you're talking about. Or you can put it in the brain and say, change this image or use this particular image. But that's key, you all. So you actually, I got it to be able to change just one line in a graphic because I've been doing that. Like, nope, I love everything about this graphic. Just change this where it says this, and I put it in quotes, have it say this. And it can change that for you. And it took me a minute to figure that out because I was like, Leslie, I was like, what? Isn't it like you keep creating new stuff? I just want that same one with this little tweak. And so that's what I figured out to do. And it's been spot on. All right, y'all. That's a
Erica,
So
lot.
you're
Yes,
just attaching the image and saying change XYZ to XYZ.
exactly.
Okay.
But I'm right clicking on the image,
Mm-hmm.
saving it, and then, right clicking on the image, I save it, and I have a whole Marbleism file. This is just my back end. I keep all my Marbleism pictures in one place. And so I can just save it. And that would go in my Erica speaking. I already have it there. I just keep folders because I just like to be organized. I don't like to dig through stuff. So I already have it there. And then I would just say, take this post and I would add the post there and change these words to these words.
And where could you save all the images in Marbleism so you don't have to go outside of it?
The images it creates.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, It doesn't save automatically to the brain. You could put it into Google because with you if you add knowledge, you can access your Google. If it's an upload, I can access the Google Drive or OneDrive. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that without I'd have to re-upload it to the brain. I think, Barnsley, I haven't actually tried to tell it. You might be able to train it and say every image that Sunny creates, I want you to put it in the brain. I would play with that because they are trainable. And if that's what you want, tell it to do it. And if it gets
Yeah.
it kind of right, tell it again because you're just training. Be like, every image you create, put it in the brain for me so I can use it in other social media. I'm sure it can do that. I would
Okay.
imagine it can do that. I haven't tried it, but give it a shot. And then it's not, it's not you're not having to go outside. I uploaded other social media posts I wanted to use. I uploaded ebooks. I uploaded, let's see if we have links to my YouTube speaking videos, all kinds of stuff. It does scan that really, really well. You can't I think the limit to uploading an actual video is like 25 megabytes, but I can put the links in and it scans that stuff and it gets better and better the more I load. All right.
And can they create reels?
It cannot create reels yet. It can't do video yet, but we have
Okay.
people are begging for it. And then they have some AI agents they will be introducing, and then you'll be able to create your own agents as well by the end of the year. And that's the first one I'll do as a video editor. So yeah, I cannot create reels, but if you have one that's 25 megabytes or less, you can link it and tell Sunny to you know, let me show you exactly what I mean. So
You
when
can
you,
also ask them, I've asked Sunny to create like a real script for me. So like you could use him for that part and then just do your own video.
yeah, but let's say you already have videos you want to use. If they're less than 25 megabytes, you can pop them right in the media and just take the image he creates off and pop it right in the media. Stevie Wonderful, go ahead.
Hey, I thank you. I am not fully onboarded, but I had Eva onboarded and she created emails. Like I was reading in one organization, I'm reading the emails and I'm like, oh, who wrote this one? And and then saw that it was in my drafts. So I just need something. I was like, oh, that sounds like me. Oh, okay. So I didn't even realize that she'd written it. I would like to be able to identify in my drafts. So what could I tell her something to be able to flag the stuff that she writes? How
Well,
do you
yeah, how are you asking me like how does she, I'm going in this one. Let me pop in my email here.
if I have drafts in my folder, I need to know that she made it versus me made it because it was that good. I was like,
It's that good. Like some things I just am like, okay, she nailed that. Send.
but I
All
don't want
right.
to reread it
Um,
to know the ones that I did and the one that she did. So I know what I'm proofing versus what I wrote.
that's a good question. Um, That's a good question, Stevie Wonderful. What I would, because it's always going to be in the drafts. I have a reading pane up. I have like I always know the one she wrote because she does this all the time. Remember those dashes you were talking about last time? She
Yeah.
always does my dashes, and that's the dead giveaway. I didn't draft that. Eva drafted it. And then she's always telling people, she's always recommending time or whatever. But we haven't even talked about this, you all, but she's writing this. But to me, if you put a salutation in her settings, that's the giveaway for me.
Okay. That's a great idea. She said sister, and I was like, I'm a cis person. I was just like, don't do that.
I put that like she was they were Sunny kept being like real
Uh-uh.
talk. I was like, I don't like, please, that's not something I would say. I put that in the brain and he
Yeah.
kept calling my thing sis, and I was like, I don't know where the assumption came from, but I was like, please don't do that. I don't talk like that.
It's
And
got
so
the appropriation gene. So we just
yes.
that part.
Yes. And here's the really the most important part about this, Stevie Wonderful. When it's drafting for you, don't like open up the email without the draft. Rewrite the draft for it because this is where it learns. Like when I first did this, I didn't understand that. And I would be like, oh, I don't want that. Delete. Let me just
Uh,
respond. But like actually overwrite the draft so it can learn.
okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Bless you, sis, not sister.
Sis, I don't say that. I was like, I call my
I
target market. I may say, hey, love, hey, beautiful, but hey, sis is not something I normally would
say sis,
say.
not
So I
sister.
had to tell it not to do that. Sis, yeah, whatever. Yeah, all of that. And then when I first started, because it knew I was a Christian-based organization with the Alliance, it was like way too religious. I was like, woo, no, 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 that we don't do that either. So, I just had to keep training it and telling it what not to do, what to do. I'm like, hey, we are professional businesswomen. So, and typically, just go in your settings or your brain if there's anything you need to tell it. Like, please never do this again. So,
Perfect.
anywho, perfect question. I love it. You guys keep working it so you can come back and be like, you know what? I was able to tell it to save all the images. I didn't even think to do that, Dr. Barnsley. I'm going to try it and see if it lets me do that. All right, y'all, let's talk about next week. You guys are welcome to come back as frequently as you would like. I've got the June topics identified. This is securing sponsorships. Today, we're going to talk about being positioned as an expert. How do we use Eva and Penny and Linda to really get us out there as an expert? And Sunny as well, but I really want to lean into how we can leverage these blog posts. As it's not just the blog post, there's so many ways to leverage it to get it out in the world to be the expert. So we'll talk more about Penny next week, same time, same place. Went a little bit over today, I apologize, but keep working it. If you guys have questions, email. But there's just no limit to what we have our hands on. So let me know what questions you guys have. Feel free to come back as often as you want. Even if you're like, I'm going to mute this and I'm just going to use this as my time to work on my AI team. Feel free. I'm not offended at all. If this is what you need, like I'm going to come back, I'm going to listen, but I really want to be working on my team at this time. Feel free to use it that way. So awesome, you all. Let me make sure. I think I had a couple comments. Okay, yeah. Yep, beautiful. You guys look at y'all answering questions. I love it. That means we're getting better and better. So with that, you all, let's no longer talk about it. Let's take the time, block some time out to get your people properly onboarded. Laverne, I got your email about how to set it up to go after swag bag stuff for the conference. So I will respond in detail. And with that, you guys, you are most welcome. I'm so excited and look forward to help you guys, whatever you need to implement your business. And we will talk soon. I'll see you guys hopefully next Thursday. Feel free to invite people and we'll talk soon. Have a good one, y'all. All right. Thanks, Aisha.